Hi there, I'm Mike, and without for you today, it's November's Loot Crate, because even though it's almost mid-December, here we are with Loot Crate from November. Good job, Loot Crate. You're doing it. I don't want to mull around too much. I'm just gonna get started straight into this. We all know that it's late. I think it was late for everybody. If this is your first time watching one of my Loot Crate unboxings, welcome. I try to do these, so if you like them, maybe you'll want to buy one. If you don't, I can save you some money. Either way, my dad buys these for me, so I don't care. Oh, okay. So first thing out of the crate. Yes, I took a little gander and reorganized some things because I wanted to get at this first. Because this is December, this is November again. And we actually have an actual book, the return of the Loot Crate book. This is something we haven't seen in like a year. So maybe Loot Crate's doing better now. Maybe they've scaled back. Maybe they're putting money into things that make them look like they're not struggling. You gotta get the appearance of not struggling for people to not think that you're struggling. The theme here is laboratory. We have top 5 mad scientists in pop culture right there. You can pause it if you wanna kinda take a look at it. Shockwave from Transformers is number 5. I'd go with that. Dr. Jekyll, Bruce Banner, sure. Emmett Brown, yeah. And Victor Frankenstein. Yeah, you know what? I actually kind of agree with that list. That's not a bad list. The Mega Crate's just the one thing, but you know what? It's a 3D printer, so that's not a bad Mega Crate, but I didn't win it, so it's fine. They've started posting things from the looter community, they call it. That's kind of fun. Maybe one day I'll be in there, but you know what? If I'm not, it's absolutely fine. It looks like most of these are from Instagram. And then on the back, it usually says we love you. This says we lab you. Let's continue on, shall we? Next, with an advertisement. That have nothing to do with HelloFresh. The problem with the meal things is we did it to give us ideas for what to make. It's nice having a recipe and the ingredients right there, but it's also like way more expensive than just going to the store and buying ingredients. So we did it for like a year and we saved all the recipes that we got, and now we just go make those recipes afterward. This is a $60 gift card, which is probably 1 month. This is my review on those home delivery food systems. They're okay, but they're a little overpriced. I don't know if it's worth the convenience of just not having to go to the grocery store, which isn't that big of an inconvenience in the first place. Anyway, let's move on to the actual stuff. I mean, just kidding. Before we get to the actual stuff, this is the pin. Screw your lab safety. I want superpowers. That's what the pin says right here. It's a lab thing. This is actually kind of a fun theme so far. I like that they've just really dug into this theme. One of my biggest critiques of Loot Crate so far in the last year has been their theme just seems like an afterthought. It's like they have stuff in there and they go, oh, what kind of theme could this be? And they just kind of shoehorn things into a theme. Where this feels like they actually crafted it, which I don't know, so far I like. So I like this pin. I'm not a big fan of pins. I don't collect pins, but that pin's kind of fun. I like the little saying on it. Next, we have the t-shirt, and the t-shirt is probably the most important thing in the box. If we have a good t-shirt, generally it bodes well for the box. Not always. I will say I've been losing weight, but I got married about a month ago almost now. I've gained a little weight because I hopped off my diet, so we'll see how this shirt fits. Ooh, the shirt feels a little rough. It feels a little rough from the outside. Let's see how it feels on the nips. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Oh, this might be one of the best Loot Crate shirts I've had ever. There's a little sticker right here I'm gonna pull up. It says Loot Crate exclusive. That's nice. First, before I take a look at what the shirt is, I just wanna give my description of wearing the shirt. It's like wearing a shirt that your grandma knit, like out of wool. It's scratchy, to say the least. My nips are rock hard because of how abrasive it is. I don't think it's that bad. The shirt fits fine, especially in the shoulder area where in the past it hasn't. Like the sleeves have been too short. They come up to here. Now they come down to here. This is just an extra large. It's good, but it's not soft. That's definitely for sure. But let's take a look at the content of the shirt. It is let's see in here. Best dressed. Okay. It's a Westworld shirt. I've watched both seasons of Westworld and I did not get that this was a Westworld shirt. These are the hosts or the robots, but without skin on them. It's not that I'm not gonna wear the shirt. It's black, which is a great color. It fits, which is always a plus, and I can always use new shirts in my collection, but it doesn't scream, oh man, that's a good shirt. Just for a point of reference to what I mean, just earlier today I was wearing my Castlevania shirt I got in one of these boxes. I think it was Loot Crate. Anyway, I was walking through Target and this guy just stops and says, hey man, that's a cool shirt. And it always takes me a second, like, oh, well, cool, thanks. What shirt am I wearing? Oh, Castlevania, awesome. I don't think I would get that kind of compliment with this shirt. The graphics, it's this. But the shirt itself is this. So I'll move on to judging it afterwards, but those are my initial thoughts. Next, it's just a black box. It's like Christmas, but this is from November. Oh, that's not bad. I'll have to wrestle my wife for this cup for sure, because she loves cups like this, and she can always use more cups like this for her drinks on the way to work. This is an El Pollo Loco. It's not El Pollo Loco, sorry. This is a Los Pollos Hermanos Cup, and that's from Breaking Bad or / Better Call Saul. Love Breaking Bad. I've seen the first couple seasons of Better Call Saul. I think I'm like a season behind, but still, I love it. I like this cup. This is a good cup. It's useful, and it's something that I get. I don't really have much to say about it, but it's a practical thing in the box, something that I can use on a daily basis, and I like that. All right, what else we got in here? This is a little sister, I think, from BioShock. Man, it's been ages. I haven't thought about BioShock in years. I never played BioShock 2, but I played BioShock 1 like 10 years ago, like once. I played it through and then that was it. But this is a little sister. Little sister, don't you kiss me once or twice and tell me that's nice and then you run. It's not my favorite game in the world, so I don't really care about having things from it, but this isn't awful. I mean, it's painted pretty well. Got kind of like those hollow eyes kind of thing. She's got her little atom injector, extractor thing. Like I said, it's been forever since I played that game. My memory's kind of fuzzy on even how it works, to be honest with you. That game was my life for like a solid week when it came out, and then I haven't thought about it in 10 years, so all of that week is basically meaningless, like the rest of my life. All right, and then lastly, we have a nice little print. Now, you could get one of, I think, 4 prints, and I got, no, I got you get all of them. Oh, so it's not one of 4 prints, it's 4 prints. Spider-Man here, and that's a gorgeous print. Green Goblin right here. We got Venom right here, and then Carnage. Those are nice. I actually kind of want to get these framed and hung somewhere. They're really nice. I like these a lot. The artwork on these, it's just super clean. I just really like, look at the artwork there. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous artwork. All right, and then lastly, we have the box, which is always well, not always a thing, but it's a thing. It's a thing, and I would be remiss if I didn't do it. It's one of those where you just flip it inside out. I kind of like those. They're easy to do. I like doing this rather than meticulously cutting things out. That's always kind of annoying. There's nothing really to this box. It's just like a lab kit kind of box that you got in the 50s. Then they realized they probably shouldn't sell chemicals to kids. Safe and surreal. Exciting science. There's a whole disclaimer on the back. You can pause it and read the fine print if you want to. Everything you need to start your future as a scientist. Vials, beakers, electrical doodads, plutonium, acid, and more. Let's put these together. I'll give you my thoughts on them. We'll score it, and then we'll move on. Hopefully we'll get December's Loot Crate within the next week or so. Okay, so here are my thoughts on this box. Starting with the shirt, because I want to talk about that first. I've talked about it a little bit, so I want to go through it real quick. It is a well-fitting shirt. I really like that, and I like the color. It is a rough shirt. I'm hoping that after a wash or two, that it will soften up and that'll be better. I know that's happened in the past, so I have faith that it won't be super rough on my nips all the time. But while I do like Westworld, I didn't immediately recognize this shirt, and it's not something that I go, yeah, I like that shirt. I love it when I get around to this day. I'm gonna give this a half a point, because while it's definitely not a bad shirt in the realm of being a shirt, which is usually the case with Loot Crate, and I wanna give them some points for that, this shirt isn't a super cool shirt in terms of what's on it, at least to me. There might be other people out there that recognize this as Westworld right away, and you might love that. That's great. I'm proud of you. For me, not so much. Next is the cup. The cup, easily the full point, because it's something I'll use every day. It's a thing that I like in terms of what it is and what is on it. I don't really have any reason to not give it the point. The little sister is okay. It's kind of a nice little figure, I guess, but it's also just a little filler figure from a game that I forgot existed, frankly. I'll give it the half point. I feel like it's worth more than just the 0.25 pity points. Lastly, the Prince. Now, my initial thought was, give the Prince a point because it's Spider-Man and Marvel and Stan Lee just died and rest in peace and all of that stuff. But the more I thought about it, I have to frame these because they're good enough to frame, but now I have an obligation to go to the store and buy frames for them. Odds are they're gonna sit in the corner of this room and collect dust, maybe get creased, maybe get torn, before I actually go to the store and buy frames to put them in. As much as I want to give them the full point, I'm gonna give them 0.75 because as much as I like them, it's also kind of a weird obligation and I don't like that. Lastly, the theme. The theme is laboratory, and all of these I feel fit the theme very well. Westworld, definitely a laboratory vibe. I don't want to give too much away with that show if you haven't seen it. If you haven't seen it and you like mind-bending, crazy stories that are told ass backwards, I recommend watching it. If you don't like shows that leave you confused until like episode 7 of 10 episodes, I don't recommend it. Los Pollos Hermanos definitely fits the laboratory theme. Walter White is a mad scientist. That guy made meth in an RV in the middle of the desert. BioShock, yeah, fits the bill. It's sort of an experiment, globe, dome thing that happened underwater. People got experimented on with powers and whatever. Yeah, definitely fits the bill. Peter Parker, I'm guessing, is the main thing down here from Spider-Man. All these guys were created in labs pretty much. Well, except for Carnage and Symbiote, unless we're in the Ultimate Universe, in which case they were created in a lab and not aliens. But in the 616 universe, they were aliens. Still kind of created in a lab. The suit was made for Spider-Man in Secret Wars in a lab. Sure, it fits. Peter Parker's a scientist. Let's just go with it. I think the pin is pretty cool. The pin is rad, and I don't really like pins. On the surface, this isn't a super great pin, but reading what it says kind of changed my mind about it. I like it. I like what the pin represents. Screw it. I'm gonna give the theme a 0.2. So, if I math this out right, this box gets one of the highest scores that Loot Crate has had in a long time. 3.75 out of 5. That's a pretty good score. I feel like Loot Crate has really turned it around. We got the magazine back, the shirt fits, even though it's a little scratchy. I prefer a scratchy fitting shirt to a soft, ill-fitting shirt. So yeah, 3.75 out of 5. Good job, Loot Crate. Well, that's it for November's Loot Crate from me. What did you think? Did you get it? Did you feel the same way about it? Did you like it more? Did you like it less? Leave me a comment down below. I love to read those. There's also a bunch of ways in the downstairs area that you could support my channel if you want to. One of those things is that I was recently on a podcast where I talked about my Black Series figures over here, my Black Series collection. Wow, they are... I should have picked those up before I started recording. That is a link down there as well if you want to go listen to me talk about Star Wars figures for an hour. Like, share, subscribe, you know the normal YouTube stuff that everyone says at the end of every YouTube video ever. I'll see you next time. Bye. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas wine. But I'll have a blue Christmas.